I am out here in Denver, Colorado, at one of my friend's houses in her yard, so you might hear some nice bird noises. It's pretty peaceful out here, so. Okay, so today's class is going to be we're going to do a little more movement today than we did last time. But we're going to be still really working on and concentrating on connecting our breath with our movements. So noticing every time that you inhale, the movements we'll be doing are creating space for that inhale, and then typically when we exhale, we're moving into that space that we just created. So for today's practice, we are actually going to start by lying down on our backs. So go ahead and lie down on your back. You can spread your feet out about the width of the mat and either have the hands down by your side or maybe a little more out to the side, just whatever feels comfortable. While we're laying here in this Shavasana, this lying down position, you can close your eyes if that feels good to you, or just find a soft gaze, but let's just take a few deep breaths to just land right here, right now in this space where we are. So take a few deep breaths in through the nose, and maybe for these first few breaths you keep your mouth open as you exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale, let it out. Inhale. And exhale. And one last time, deep inhale. And exhale. Good. Let's hug the knees in towards the chest. And just find some gentle rocking back and forth here, taking the knees from left to right. And place your left foot down on the mat, reach the right foot up towards the sky. And maybe you grab with your hands behind the hamstring. Maybe you work your hands further up the leg. I can't get much past my upper calf, but as far as feels good, and just start to feel some opening in the hamstring and the back of the leg. And maybe it feels good here to circle out the ankle a little bit, drawing circles with your foot. Take one more breath here. And as you exhale, start to cross that ankle over the left knee. We're coming into a reclined figure 4. And so reaching through and grabbing the left shin and just pulling that right leg in towards the chest. So you'll feel this in your right glute. Creating like a figure 4, crossing your right ankle over your left knee. Beautiful. Let's release that and go to the other side. So drop the right foot down on your mat and reach your left foot up towards the sky. And now you might find, as we do these same stretches on different sides, that one side feels tighter than the other. And that's totally normal. We don't need to feel like we have to tug and pull to make one side, to go as deep on one side as we do on the other. See if you can just notice if there's a difference and meet each side where it's at. Good. One more breath just like this. As you exhale, start to cross that left ankle over the right quadricep. Thread the needle by reaching through and grabbing either that right hamstring or the right shin. Figure 4 on the left leg. And I find it feels good in this position sometimes to gently rock back and forth. Just starting to breathe some space into that left hip. Good. And one more breath here. On your next breath out, release the figure four. Hug the knees in towards the chest once more. And just slowly start to roll your way up onto your hands and knees. So maybe you take a couple rolls, kind of massaging your spine a bit. So you find your way over onto your hands and knees into tabletop position. Good. So here in tabletop, we did this last week. Let's inhale, lift the heart, drop the belly for a cow pose. As you exhale, round the spine, pressing and puffing up through the upper back for cat pose. Inhale, cow, lift the heart. Exhale, cat. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, spine rounds. Take one more round here. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Perfect. Now find a neutral spine. We're going to start to engage the core a bit here. So find a neutral spine. Make sure the wrists are under the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. Pull your belly button up in towards your spine so that your core is engaged. And let's start by just reaching the right leg behind. And we'll just start here. Reach the right leg behind. If you want to try and take this a little further, you can reach the left hand forward. So opposite arm, opposite leg, reaching in opposite directions. Making sure that you're keeping your belly button pulled in towards your spine so you're not sagging in the low back. Good. Next exhale, place the hand down, press the foot down. We'll go to the other side. So just working on activating our core here, getting it ready for the rest of the practice. So let's start just reaching the left foot back. And I have my foot flexed when I do this, so my toes are pointed down towards the ground. And if you want to take this a little further and explore a little more, try reaching the right arm forward. Starting to get in some balance work here as well. So maybe finding a fixed spot on your mat to stare at to help with the balance. One more breath here. And as you exhale, bring the hand and foot back down. Let's send the hips up and back for downward facing dog. So since this is our first downward facing dog today, notice if we need to be a little gentle with the hamstrings and maybe start with some bent knees. But wherever you are in your down dog, let's just start to walk our dog. So lifting one heel, pressing the other down towards the earth and alternating so the hips kind of rock side to side. Maybe it feels good to shake the head out here a little bit. Make sure those shoulders aren't creeping up into your ears. Good. And this time, let's walk our hands back towards our feet. So coming to the back of your mat and find yourself in a forward fold at the back of your mat. Take a few breaths here, just like in our down dog. If you need to bend the knees and be generous in that bend, go for it. And just slowly let your body sway left to right, allowing any tension, any stress to just fall out, to release from the upper back and the shoulders. Come back to center. And on your next inhale, slowly start to roll yourself up to a standing position at the top of your mat, allowing your head to be the very, very last thing to come up. Awesome. Let's take a big breath. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Hands to shins. Exhale, bring your hands back down to the mat and walk out into a plank pose. So in plank, you always have the option to drop to your knees. So for this first one, let's actually put the knees down and let's slowly lower down to our belly. Release the top of the feet. As you inhale, keep the hands on the ground, just gently lift the heart forward for a cobra pose. Exhale, bring the right ear down to the mat. Inhale, cobra, lift the heart. Exhale, bring the left ear down to the mat. Inhale, last cobra, lifting the heart. As you exhale, come back to tabletop position and then send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take just a couple breaths here in down dog. This is a real beautiful place to recenter, to regroup, to re-find your breath if you feel like you have lost the connection. Walk the hands back to meet your feet at the back of your space. Inhale, hands to shins, lift the heart forward. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Inhale, press down through the feet, reach the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, bring the palms down to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward, coming into another sun salutation. Inhale, hands to shins, heart lifts. Exhale, palms down, walk the hands out, plank position. This time you have the option to stay with the knees off the ground or drop them once again. This time we're going to lower all the way down to the mat. Inhale, lift the heart up for cobra pose. Exhale, send the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here. So we're starting to pick up the pace a little bit in these sun salutations. These are a perfect way to help get the body warm and to help get us in the rhythm of connecting our breath with our movements. At the bottom of your next exhale, walk your hands back towards your feet. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold forward. Root down through the feet. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up overhead. This time as we exhale, let's just fold back forward. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, palms down. Walk out into plank pose. Keep the knees up or drop the knees. Either way, lower down towards your mat. Maybe you go all the way, maybe just halfway. As you inhale, lift the heart, cobra pose. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. This time on our breath in, let's reach our right leg up towards the sky. This is called three-legged dog. And as you exhale, pull that right knee in towards your chest and bring the right foot in between your front hands. And drop the back knee. Once you've got your base all set up, you can keep the hands down on your mat in this low lunge if you'd like. You have the option to bring them up to your knee or option to reach the arms all the way up overhead. Whatever makes you feel like you have a solid foundation. So take a big breath, really reach energy out through your fingertips. And as you exhale, cactus the arms out towards the side, lift the heart up. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale, reach up through the fingertips, get long. Exhale, cactus the arms out to the side, lift the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Bring them all the way down to frame your front foot once again. This time we're going to send our hips back and straighten that front leg. So we're coming into half splits. So my hips are sent back, my right leg is straight. I have my hands framing that front leg. You're going to feel a lot of sensation in your hamstring here. But as we stay in this pose for just a couple of breaths, with each inhale, just visualize creating space in the back of that leg. And with each exhale, you're allowing yourself to move further into that space. So take 2 more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Let's bend back into that front knee. So bring the front foot back down, bend the knee. So back in our low lunge like we just were. Start to tuck the back toes and lift the back knee up off the ground. Place the left hand on the inside of your front foot, and we're going to twist to the right, reaching the right arm up towards the sky. So you're twisting towards your bent leg. Twisting is fabulous for our spine, releasing tension. 1 more breath here. Drop that right hand to frame the front foot once more. Step the right leg back to meet the left and come into downward facing dog. So maybe now here in this down dog, you start to notice what the right side, the right leg feels like compared to the left. Maybe it feels a little more open, a little more warm. This time let's reach the left leg up towards the sky. So 3-legged dog on the left side. Take a big inhale here. And as you exhale, bring that left foot up in between the front hands. Drop the back knee. So finding low lunge on the left side. So if you remember, once again, you can keep the hands down on the mat. Bring them up to the thigh or reach them all the way up towards the sky. And once again, maybe you find one side's a little harder to balance on than the other. Once again, totally normal. So let's find that same breath here that we did on the other side. So as we inhale, reach up through the fingertips, get really long in the side body. As you exhale, cactus the arms out towards the side, lift the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus, lift the heart. Last time, inhale, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, open that heart, bring the hands down by the side. Eventually coming to frame the front foot. Straightening that front leg as you send the hips back, finding half splits. And so being gentle in this pose here, maybe bending the knee if you need that. But once again here, just breathing space into the left hamstring, the back of the left leg, just like we did on the other side. One more deep inhale and exhale. Good. Place that front foot back down, so bending through the front knee again. Lift the back knee up on the mat, so curling up those toes. Place the right hand on the inside of your front foot and reach the left arm up towards the sky, so finding the twist on this side. And imagining your spine is one long line shooting out through your tailbone and through the top of your head. We really want to make sure that twist is coming from the thoracic spine. One more breath here. As you exhale, bring the hand down, frame the front foot, step it back, downward facing dog. Good. And from downward facing dog, let's take a little rest in child's pose. So bring your knees down to the mat. And this time let's bring the knees about the width of the mat so they're a little wider, but the big toes are still touching. And send the hips all the way back towards the heels. Stretch the arms forward. So let yourself rest in this child's pose just for a couple of breaths. Notice what you feel here in your body. Some opening, some energy, some awakening. Good. One more breath here in this surrendering position. Good. Next breath in, come back onto all fours, tabletop position. And exhale, send the hips up and back for downward facing dog. So on your next inhale, reach the right leg up towards the sky once again for three-legged dog. As you exhale, send that foot up in between the hands. We're going to stay on the ball of the back foot this time, so we're not going to drop the knee. And we're going to reach up into a high crescent lunge. So if reaching the arms up towards the sky doesn't feel good here, you can always keep them at your waist. Whatever feels good for the arms. Good. Take one big breath, shoot energy out through the fingertips. As you exhale, we're going to open up to Warrior Two. So you're going to turn towards the long edge of your mat, turn your hips towards the long edge. That front foot, the toes are going to stay facing the front of the mat, but the back foot, toes are going to face the long edge of the mat. And the arms open up out to the side. This is Warrior Two. Very good. So still bending into that front knee, but trying to not let it go past your front ankle. On your next inhale, start to reach that front arm up towards the sky, letting the back arm drop down that back leg. This is reverse warrior. Exhale, come back to Warrior Two. So we're going to do that a couple times. So inhale, reverse the warrior. Reach that front arm up towards the sky. Exhale, Warrior Two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, Warrior Two. I know your quads are probably burning, mine are too. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, Warrior Two. And let's just straighten both legs. Whew. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn your toes turn your front toes so that they're facing the long edge of your mat now as well. So you've got wide legs, both toes facing the long edge of your mat. Inhale, lift the heart up. As you exhale, start to fold forward in a wide-legged forward fold. So once you get here, your hands might come all the way down to the ground. Maybe they come to the ankles. Maybe it feels good to grab your big toes. But just allow yourself to move and breathe a little bit in this shape. Maybe gently rocking the hips right and left and feeling some stretch on the inner thighs. Totally releasing the head here, letting any tension from the neck and shoulders just melt away. Good. Wherever you are, let's come back to center in our wide-legged forward fold. And slowly start to roll your way up. Back to this wide-legged standing position. Good. Let's take it back to the front of our mat. Beautiful. So we've got one more side we need to do with our warrior two, reverse warrior flow. So let's take a sun salutation to get there. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine, hands to shin. Exhale, palms down to the mat. This time, just step back into your plank pose. Lower the knees or not. Lowering the chest down towards the mat. Inhale, lift the heart up for cobra pose. And as you exhale, send your hips up and back for downward facing dog. So we're on the left side this time. So this time as you inhale, lift your left foot up in the air, three-legged dog. As you exhale, send that foot in between the hands. Staying on the ball of the back foot. Once you have your base ready, rise up to your high crescent lunge. Awesome. Good. Taking just a couple of breaths here. Maybe challenging the balance a little bit more, having the knee off the ground. Take one big inhale, reach up through the fingertips. As you exhale, open up to warrior two. Turn the hips to face the long edge of the mat. Front toes stay facing the front of the mat. And the back toes are facing the same way as your hips. Good. So we're going to find that little breath flow here once again. So as you inhale, reach that front arm up towards the sky, reverse the warrior. Legs stay the same. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, front arm reaches up towards the sky as the back arm drops behind you. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. One more time. Inhale, lift the front arm up towards the sky. Exhale, come back to warrior two. And straighten the legs. Turn the front toes to face the long edge of your mat as well, so you're just in a wide-legged stance. This time for our wide-legged forward fold, let's interlace our hands at our low back. So take your hands behind you, interlace them at your low back, and start to pull the knuckles down towards the earth. You'll feel a lift in the heart there. So take a big inhale here. Exhale, fold forward with the hands interlaced like this. They'll slowly start to come over your back. Good. So feeling a broadening in the chest in this wide-legged forward fold with the hands interlaced. Good. And now let's slowly and gently release the hands. Let them come down to the mat with you. And instead of coming back up to stand, we're going to come into a yogi squat from here. So heel toe your feet in so that they're getting closer to each other. And once they're a little bit wider than hip distance, we're going to come into, this is called yogi squat. So I'm just bringing my hips below my knees. So I'm basically coming to a squat sit. So a lot of times you might see children sit this way. And if this isn't comfortable on your low back or your ankles, you can always just sit down on your bottom with your knees bent like this. But see if it doesn't bring you any pain. You can just drop your glutes, drop your butt all the way down towards the earth, below your knees, and just gently allow yourself to rock back and forth. So this is a beautiful position to help breathe and create some space in the low back. It's actually how our bodies were designed to sit. Good. And if you're in the yogi squat, bring your hands just back down behind you so that you can sit down on your butt. Come to a comfortable cross-legged position. We're going to finish with just a couple spinal twists and some breathing. So let's start to twist towards our right. So bring your left hand to your right knee, the outside of your right knee, right hand behind you. Take a big inhale, lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, start to twist a little deeper into that space. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center. Take it to the other side. So bring the right hand to the outside of the left knee, and the left hand, left fingertips just kind of fall behind you to give you some extra support. Take a deep breath. Inhale up through the top of the head. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Inhale and exhale. Last time, inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale, come back to center. On your next breath in, reach your arms all the way up overhead. And as you exhale, let's just fold forward in a cross-legged position. So maybe your fingertips come to the ground. Maybe it's your palms, your forearms, whatever feels good. Just drop the head, allow everything to become very loose. Release any tension. Keep the sit bones, the butt bones on the ground. Good. Walk the hands back in towards the legs as you lift your torso up, and let's just switch the crossing of our legs. So whatever leg was not in front, put it in front this time. Might feel a little awkward. So same thing here. Inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, fold forward with the opposite leg in front this time. You'll feel this in your outer hips. Sometimes I think it feels good to really like press into my hands and push my hips back even further. Release the neck, release the shoulders. Good. Walk the hands back. Lift up. Bring the palms to your knees. You can place them just on your knees, or if you'd like, you can place them up towards the ceiling. Just going to take a few mindful breaths here. So if it feels good to close your eyes, you're welcome to do that. Let's just take 5 deep, deep breaths all together here, in and out through the nose. So take a big, deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, let it out through the nose. Inhale in through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Inhale all the way down deep into the belly. Exhale slowly, belly, chest, ribs. Inhale, feel the lungs expand. Exhale, slowly release. Last one, deepest breath all the way down, past the low belly, past the belly button. This time, let's open our mouth, exhale, and let it out. You can slowly blink your eyes open if you had them closed. Bring your hands to heart center, palms touch. I'm so grateful that you all have me practice with you. Thank you so much for sharing the space with me, and I will see everyone next week.